In Costa Rica, a lot of times there's good news and there's bad news. That's what we'll talk about in this episode of Costa Rica Story. So first, the good news. Yesterday they restored my internet after over 2 weeks without internet. It was very awesome. I got to update a lot of my software programs and opened up my lines of communication again, and things are rolling. But this morning about 3 a.m. I woke up and the fan wasn't on and the power was off. So the good here, my internet's back. The bad, the power is off. The bad news, it's dark in here because it's like 5:15 in the morning. Good news, I've got my little headlamp working, so it's all got charged batteries and ready to go. So that is good. Bad news, when power's out, I don't have hot water in my shower. Good news, I still have a shower that has water. And also the good news, in Costa Rica, cold water isn't really cold like it is back in New York State. So a cold shower in Costa Rica is kind of like just a chilly shower. Not a cold shower, so not going to give you like the heart attack like a New York cold shower will. Even though it is still a little chilly. But at least I can take a shower. That's good news. Yeah, so the bad news, I'm in a dark house with no power. Good news, it's morning. So I can just go outside. And it's relatively light. Bad news, I forgot to charge my phone before I went to bed. Good news, I can still charge it because I've got my external power source to charge it with. Bad news, without electricity, I can't make my morning coffee. And if you know me, that's not a good thing. Good news, there's a panaderia that just opened up that has very early hours that I can go down and get a coffee and maybe even a pastry. And it is within walking distance. Bad news, it's a little bit long walk. I could drive, but I'm going to walk. Good news, it's a beautiful morning, and I did walk down there and I did get my coffee, and it was a beautiful walk. It was such a beautiful morning. It rained last night, and it just is one of those beautiful Costa Rica mornings. So that's the good news. It was a wonderful walk. Also, good news, they had some really nice things there, but of course I took the cupcake. I know it's the bad news is that's not a healthy choice. Good news, it's probably going to taste pretty good. Bad news is I had to walk a long way for the coffee. Good news is that is really, really good coffee from the panaderia just around the corner. And actually, these other good news, bad news things are kind of trivial compared to the Nathy news, good news, bad news. And the good news for me, Novia Nathy, she's a preschool teacher. She was offered a position and she accepted it. That's the good news. That's the great news. Congratulations to Nathy. The bad news is she has to relocate for this new job. And also the bad news is she did not get much time. She was offered the job yesterday. She accepted the job yesterday, and she's starting the job today. So yesterday she was consumed with finding a place to live in this new place, and she just sent me a brief text to let me know what was going on, and I have no idea even what city she's going to be in. I haven't heard from her, so I don't know what this is going to bode for our relationship. Maybe could be the end of the road. I don't know. We'll see. But it'll make for good YouTube, I guess. That's the good news, bad news with that. That's kind of weighing on me heavy because she's been an important part of my life, and I don't know. It feels like things might be changing, but I don't want to jump to conclusions because I have a tendency to do that. So we'll see what happens with that. So there's an expression that comes to mind a lot when I'm going through some difficult times, and that's "this too shall pass." And until recently, I didn't realize that really the depth of that statement, because This too shall pass. Okay, yeah, that means, okay, you're in a tough spot, but don't worry, it'll pass. But the other side of the coin to this phrase, this too shall pass, it also means the good times are also going to pass. So enjoy them while they are here, because they too shall pass. So it's kind of a comfort when you're in a bad situation. And it's also a reminder when you're in a good situation to enjoy that situation. So a little bit of early morning philosophy here in Costa Rica from Costa Rica Story at 6 a.m., 7 a.m. I don't know what time it is. Well, the power came back on in my place about 9 a.m. So I've got internet, I've got power, I've got all the tools I need to start making videos again, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. I've actually started editing today's video, and I decided to go take a bike ride, and I'm here in the bamboo forest, and I'm doing some little tying up of this episode. So I think with these last couple of weeks, with the no internet, the power going out, and the drama in my own personal life, I've kind of lost my focus a little bit. So right now what I'm doing, I'm regrouping, I'm getting back on my purpose, and I'm going to hit it hard. So there's going to be some good videos coming up in the next couple of weeks. I just wanted to also clarify that any of the problems that I've had lately have nothing to do with my landlord. My landlord is the best in Costa Rica, and I highly recommend my place to anybody who comes to Costa Rica, especially as a jumping off point. But it's kind of it's kind of a hotel environment, because you get rotating guests, and a lot of the guests have been great people, and I've made some great friends with the people who stayed above me. But I've had some real idiots. They throw cigarette butts and pour stuff down, and I'm in the lower deck, they're in the upper deck, and some people just have no consideration. So I'm just done with living in the motel environment. That's the only reason I am probably moving from here in the near future. Time will tell. I don't know. I was thinking of moving to Golfito at one point, but now with the Nathy situation, I just don't know. I think I just need to follow my own path, and if she wants to come along, she can. And if she doesn't, well, she doesn't have to. So who knows, I may be looking for a new Novia in the future. So if you could speak both Spanish and English and can teach me Spanish, send me your resume. That's all I got for this good news, bad news episode of Costa Rica Story. Like if you liked it, subscribe if you want to, but most importantly, put your comments down below, because I want to hear what you've got to say. Hasta luego. I don't like this super red dye. Well, that cupcake stained my fingers. I can't get that red off. It's the ATV people coming through. That means there's going to be more than one. This used to be such a peaceful little forest. So this little power outage was kind of a test of my preparedness for a power outage. I think of myself as somebody that would always be all set. I give myself a C- on this, because I thought I charged my big flashlight. I actually had it plugged in, but apparently it didn't charge. I don't know if my phone wasn't charged, my iPad wasn't charged, my drone wasn't. I'm coming to you from one of my favorite places, which is the bamboo forest. One of the things I like about the bamboo forest is it's got so many cool sounds between the insects, and then if the wind happens to rustle a little bit, you get some really cool bamboo-y sounds.